over the weekend, I watched a new anime, summer 2023 anime, Reign of the Seven Spellblades. It's by JC Staff, and it's by Bokuto Uno, who wrote another series called Alderamin on the Sky. And it's about 15 episodes long, and it's a magic school show. And I completely misjudged this show. Back in the summer, when we did our summer 2023 anime thoughts and we reacted to trailers, I dismissed this show as being another generic school magic fantasy. You know, evil teacher, evil organization, main character is like hailed as like the worst, the worst one or whatever. The worst protagonist, whatever, you know, the one that everybody looks at as like, oh my god, it's him, he's level 0 or whatever, but he's actually OP and the big monster fight at the end, but that wasn't the case at all. This show blew me away with how incredible it was. So the premise of the show is the main character starts attending a magic academy called Kimberly Magic Academy, and he's accompanied by a couple of other characters. On the very first day of the entrance ceremony, he meets a couple of other characters and he ends up forming sort of a group with them and becoming friends. But the thing is, with this school, this is no ordinary like magic school show, because this school has like a lot of dark secrets and like a dark underbelly. Like there's a labyrinth in the school that becomes entangled with the school during the night, and there's a lot of bad students as well, upperclassmen, and you don't know who to trust. Students could be bad, teachers could be bad, anyone could turn on you or betray you. Also, it's very dangerous as well, because students fight each other at this school. They challenge each other to duels and things. And when they do that, they do it with like bloodlust. They do it with like blood intent, basically. And there's basically the magic system in this anime is really cool. So there's basically two types of like combat. There's the magic, which is like regular spells and things, and then there's the sword arts, which is just like sword fighting and stuff. And I really like that they kept it simple. There's no sort of BS, no nonsense powers or anything, no overpowered abilities, no like flex show. And there is one thing, however. They have something called Spellblades, basically, which is a guaranteed one-shot attack that never misses. However, there are only 6 known Spellblades, and only certain people can learn them, so not everybody can learn them. And I really like that they save like the OP special abilities. They make it really exclusive. I like it when an anime does that. They make like OP and like one-shot abilities and things like special and save them not to be used all the time. So they have that, and it makes the battling really interesting, because there's not a lot of magic being used, only magic to help them in like their sword fights and things. Like majority of it is just pure sword fighting, which is something I really liked and I really enjoyed. Because it's been a long time since I've seen like an actual like anime that made me excited with like its fights and action. Also, the story is just fantastic, because there's a lot of things that happen, like a lot of dangers. The dangers that these students face and things, like the main character, like he has to save his friends from different situations. They have to take down like a giant, like really powerful class monster at one point as well. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a lot that goes on at this school. Let's just say that. And I don't want to spoil it, but the main character has like a true motive for coming to this school. And when you learn about it, it's super cool when you find out what his like true goals and things are. All of the characters are explored really well. I'm trying to avoid spoilers here because I think the show is that good. Also, the ending of the show was pretty good as well. It sort of ends on almost like a bittersweet note. It does. So it's not like some huge showdown against a giant monster. It sort of ends with like one of the characters, one of the students in like the labyrinth. Because in the labyrinth they have upperclassmen and students hanging out that have gotten sort of lost to the spell. Basically they call it, when your powers basically go out of control, they call it lost to the spell. Which means your powers have basically gone out of control and you have no control over your body anymore. But honestly, the character developments are great, the story is great. They touch on a lot of things as well, like discrimination, even discrimination against... Because there's one character that's like an advocate of like not harming monsters and things. And so they explore her sort of thing with not wanting to hurt the monsters and having rights for them, and I thought that was really, really cool. And there's even some, like, I'm treading lightly here on spoilers, but there's even some gender issues in this show and things, stuff to do with gender. But honestly, it's one of the best anime I've seen all year, and probably the best Magic School anime I've seen ever. I'm not even kidding. They made the show, they did the show a service, well, I'm trying to say, they did the show a favor by making it 15 episodes. Usually anime have like a certain like airing slots that they can go through. They don't have like, let's say you have a 12 slots booked out, right? Airing slots on TV. You have to finish your show in 12 episodes. They gave this show 15 episodes, which allowed them to have a really good pacing, to not rush anything and take their time, and have like a good and satisfying conclusion. But honestly, I really enjoyed this anime. Honestly, it's probably the second best anime I've seen of 2023, and one of the best shows I've seen all year overall. So please go check it out, Reign of the Seven Spellblades. I even bought the manga like the very next day. The very next day, I went to the store and I bought the first volume of the manga, and I low-key want all of them, all of the volumes. But yeah, go watch it. Go watch Reign of the Seven Spellblades.